Hello everyone. So in our previous video, we saw that how we can put a key value pair in a hash table. We also saw different use cases which comes into picture when we actually put a key value pair in a hash table. So one use case is if the key is not present, we simply put the key value pair and increase the size. And the second use case is if the key is present, then we don't put the key value pair, we simply go to that key and simply update the value for that key. So if the key is present, then we simply update the value. We don't add the key value pair in our hash table because key is already there. So here before we start, in case if you are new to my channel, then please subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon so that you never miss any update. So here you can see that our hash table internally has an array of hash nodes which we call as buckets. It also has the capacity which is nothing but buckets.length, and it also has size which is nothing but the number of key value pairs in a hash table, or we can say the number of hash nodes which this array holds. We also saw that how internally hash table uses hash node class. So here it has key value pair and a reference to next node. So for our implementation we can take any key value pair, but here I have taken key as integer and value as string. We also saw about the size method which returns the number of hash node in our buckets array, and if size is equal to 0, isEmpty method will return true. Now we'll see the implementation of the put method which takes in a key and a value, and we'll see that how we can put this key value pair in our hash table. So at the start we simply provide simple edge cases where we simply check that if key is equal to null or value is equal to null, then here either we can return from this method or we can throw an exception. Let's say I throw illegal argument exception saying key or value is, let's say, null. So friends, here you can provide your own edge cases. So this is one of the simple edge cases I am providing. Now here, in order to put this key value pair in our hash table, the first thing we do is we try to evaluate bucket where we can put this key and value. So for that we will be using modular hash function. So here we first evaluate bucket index. So we will call our hash function whose name is getBucketIndex, and we pass our key to it because this key can be a very huge key, and in order to accommodate a huge key in simple or small size array, we need a hash function which takes in the key and returns us a smaller index value so that we can use that index and put this key value pair. So here I will be creating one private method as getBucketIndex, which will return us back the index value for this key. So it will take key, and here I am using the modular hash function. So we'll simply return key mod divided by number of buckets, and whatever is the remainder that will be returned from this method. Here we all can also use buckets.length instead of number of buckets. So after getting the bucket index, we will try to access the hash node which is at that bucket index. So we do buckets, we provide the index to it, and whatever the hash node it will return, it will be the head of the list which this index is holding. So that would be our hash node, and it will be head. So after getting the head, what we do is we can't directly put this key value pair in our hash table. We first try to search each and every element present at this bucket index, which is the list whose first node is referred by this head. So what we do is we simply provide a while loop, and we provide the condition as head should not be equal to null. So if head is not equal to null, then first thing we do is we try to search for our key. because in case if our key is present, then we don't put this key value pair in the hash table. We simply update the value corresponding to this key. So if head is not equal to null, we provide if condition. We check head.key equals the key which we have passed to this method, and if it is true, what we do is we simply update the value associated with this head node with our value. So here you can see that we are using this head to simply traverse the list at this index, and we are comparing the head key with the key which we have passed. So this case handles if the key is already present in our hash table. So after we update the head's value with the new value, we simply return from this method because we don't want to add this key value pair again. So if this condition is false, what we do is we traverse head to its next node by assigning head.next value to head. And this is important because let's say we have found a list of hash nodes which is being referred by head. So we need to compare this key with each and every node which is being referred by this head. So therefore we have provided this while loop, and as soon as we have found our key, we are updating its value and returning from the method without adding this key value pair. And if we are not finding it, then we are simply traversing it to its next node. So there would be a condition when head will reach to the end of the list. So at that moment this while loop will terminate. And at that moment if while loop terminates, it means that we never found our key. So we can now directly add this key. So what we do in the first step is, as we are adding this key value pair in the hash table, we will increase the size by 1. And also friends, here you can see that we can add this key value pair in the form of hash node, and that hash node we can insert the way we want. So here we will be inserting this hash node at the beginning of the list. So in order to get the beginning of the list, what we do is, there could be a possibility that in this while loop the head must have traversed. So what we do is we simply do this step again, and we make head reach to the first position by again assigning a hash node at this bucket index. So after this step, now head is pointing to the first node of the list, and we want to insert this hash node before head. So the first step we do is we create the hash node. Let's say we give name as node, and here we provide the key and the value. So here it looks something like this: key, value, and its next is pointing to null. So now how we can insert the node at the beginning of the list is, we simply assign head to node.next. Here you can see head is pointing to the first node of the list, and we want to insert this node just before that. So it means its next should point to head. So this is the first step. And the last step is hash node at this bucket index is currently pointing to head. So we need to break that link. So here what we do is we do bucket index, and we assign the value of node to it. So friends, here you can see the hash node at this bucket index was initially pointing to head, and as we inserted our node just before the head, now hash node at bucket index is pointing to node which we want to insert, and node next is pointing to the head in order to keep the rest of the nodes intact. So this is how we can put a key value pair in a hash table. Now let's see it's working in the main method. So here we'll create a main method. First we will create the hash table. Let's say we provide the capacity as 10, which means number of buckets will be 10. And now what we do is we simply put few values. Let's say we put 105 comma, let's say Tom. We put 21 Sana. And now what we do is, let's say we do table dot, we print the size. So if I run the code now, so here you can see it printed 2. Now what we do here is, we again call table.put, and here we are again providing a key which is already there, and this time we are providing the value as Harry. So if I run the code now, the size should remain the same. So here you can see it came out to be 2. And here if I debug this, so here you can see, if we open buckets array, that 105 was added at index 5 based on our hash function, where we divided 105 by 10 and remainder was 5. So if I open this, you will see the value as Tom and key as 105 and next pointing to null because we only inserted one value. If I open the index 1, here you will see that we have only one value as next is pointing to null. But here you can see the updated value is Harry. Initially it was Sana, now it became Harry. And here we simply updated the old value with the new value. And let's suppose if we add something like 31 Dinesh, and if I rerun it, so here you can see 31 divided by 10 will give index 1. So if I open index 1, you can see that 31 is inserted at the beginning of the list. And now here you can see initially it was 21. So now 31 got inserted before that. And its next is now pointing to 21. So this is how we actually put a key value pair in our hash table. I hope you must have find this information useful. In case if you have find this information useful, then please like this video. And if you are new to my channel, then please subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon so that you never miss any update.